You matter. You deserve better for you. Stop suffering in silence. Make a decision today to do something different. Ask for the assistance that you may need. Ask and reach out to the people you know are more than willing to assist you. Don't be afraid. And matter of fact, if you are afraid, just do it anyway.
To some, boundaries are just placing limits. To me, it's where the limitless things begin.
Hello, 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 and thank you for tuning into the Boundaries and More podcast with Jas Abraham. I'm your host, Jas Abraham, and today's episode is brought to you by Joyful Styles. Joyful Styles is a lifestyle brand that provides premium quality apparel that promotes joy and positivity. Joyful Styles believes how we approach a situation matters, and choosing to be joyful makes all the difference. You have the power and it's time to embrace it. Let's go. Look, get your Joyful Styles apparel at joyfulstyles.com. That's JOYFULSTYLEZ.com. Check out those show notes to get that discount code too. All right, so look, let's get into it. I'm super excited again. Thank you for being here. Today's message, I'm telling you, man. Yep, it came to me and I'm just like, yes, I must bring this to the podcast because I know that there's people out there currently, even right now, that maybe, just going through this and we don't need to, right? It doesn't need to be this way, but I'm going to tell you, today's episode is stop suffering in silence. Stop suffering in silence. For some of you, that's all you needed to hear today. And I ain't even mad at that. Stop suffering in silence. Let's go. When you need help, say it. Ask for it. Be open to it, right? To be open to asking. Like, don't let the pride get in the way and block you from those blessings. I will say that one again. Don't let the pride, don't let your pride get in the way of those blessings. Stop suffering in silence, okay? Let me tell you. Okay, so of course you must be mindful of who you're asking for help, assistance, or whatever, right? Some of us have people in our lives, if we went to them, you know what would happen? They'll probably like hold it over us, hold it over our heads for the longest time, or bring it back up every time something comes on. Like, no, that's not the people that you go ask for help. That's just not. No, genuine people that really, really desire to help you. The ones who've been where you want to go or who's currently living a lifestyle that you want to have. Stop suffering in silence. Ask for help. Let me tell y'all, there were times in my businesses where, and like, I didn't know what I didn't know, right? This is, I'm pretty sure some of you out there can relate to that, but like, we don't know what we don't know. And then sometimes when I figured out what I needed to do or know or whatever, I got the knowledge eventually, right? There were times where I waited way too long attempting to figure it out versus just asking the community of people I know will be more than willing to help me. We got to stop doing that, right? I've stopped, right? For the most part, for sure. There may be certain things that I think is okay. I'm just like holding on to, I'm going to figure this thing out that I probably should be asking for more assistance on. But that's what needs to happen. We must get to a point where we aren't afraid or scared or prideful or some type of ego, something like just things getting in the way of us asking for assistance when we really need it. Right? On another level, a different level, deeper level. For some of us, that may look like therapy, right? Don't be afraid to talk to a professional about whatever that you're going through. Because again, in some of our communities, you don't have anyone that you really feel that you could turn to, or you might not feel comfortable talking to. There are paid professionals that you can talk to. And don't let anyone else discourage you from that. It's so, so important. You are important. You matter. Big time. Please stop suffering in silence. Please. Look, there's admittedly, right? There's still things like, okay, the type of person that I am, and actually my personality and the things that I do, I would consider myself, and others around me would consider myself, really strong willed and independent. Like, very. And I agree. I have that mindset. I am big on doing all that I can before I reach out and ask for assistance and things of that sort. In lots of situations, that serves me quite well. It definitely serves me. However, I've learned that when assistance is required, instead of just like putting things to the side, because some of us will do that, right? We start to procrastinate. It's not really procrastinate. You ain't know what to do. So you like, forget that. Like, we got to start doing that, right? So I've learned to truly just reach out for assistance, just putting it in these different communities that I am. Like, some of you might be in part of, let's say, Facebook communities or other type of communities that you're in because of something that you wanted to do. You joined it for a reason. Like, reach out in there. Even like, don't just suffer inside. Like, I feel so strongly about this. Like, I'm gonna slow down a little bit, because again, I know how that could be. Again, reach out. I've learned to reach out. And even sometimes that looks like investing in that assistance, right? I mentioned a paid professional, right? Reaching out for that. Me, I've been investing in coaching. Yes, I'm a coach, but a coach need a coach sometimes, right? Coaches need coaches, right? You see people and different. Like, I keep hearing, I always hear, like, the actors have coaches. There's singers that have vocal coaches. All these different things. Like, coaches have coaches. Just because you might be sweet with it, or you might feel like you're in a good spot, and you should know this and you should know that because you're all that in a bag of chips, right? Just still, don't be afraid to ask for that assistance and or pay for it. We must, again, I keep saying it, stop suffering in silence. When we choose, again, because it's all about the choices, when we choose to suffer in silence instead of reaching out for assistance or just asking just to see whatever next step we need to take, what happens is that we're delaying our blessings. We're delaying our dreams and goals. We're delaying all of the things that we truly desire because we're letting other things get in the way. No matter what it is, it might not even be. For me, it was business stuff, right? It might not even. It might be more in your personal life, right? So for you, that might look like relationships, romantic relationships, and friendships. There's toxic people out there all around us. And they're toxic. You're like, well, I mean, we've been cool this long. We've been together this long. So I might as well just, no, no, no. Again, you matter. You deserve better for you. Stop suffering in silence. Make a decision today to do something different. Ask for the assistance that you may need. Ask and reach out to the people you know are more than willing to assist you. Don't be afraid. And matter of fact, if you are afraid, just do it anyway. Do it afraid, okay? Because I guarantee you, once you get that assistance, that whatever, sometimes on the other side of that assistance is clarity, it's some helpful information, it's whatever it is that you need in the moment that can get you to the next step. It's so much sweeter, right? It's better to get those things on the other side of that than to just to stay in something that's just not fruitful, beneficial for you or to you. Think about that. Which side would you rather be on? Y'all know my answer. Okay. Look, so again, there's no way I can go probably a podcast without talking about boundaries. It's my favorite subject, right? That's what the podcast is, boundaries and more. So I want you to think about and really evaluate what's going on in your life right now. We've talked about evaluating there's certain relationships around you, the people, all of these different things. You know that you need to have boundaries in place or just better boundaries in different situations, being better, being more effective, right? But you're scared to ask for that assistance too. There's many ways that you can get help with that. For one, you listening to me right now. You're listening to me for a reason. I don't know what brought you here to this podcast, but I'm a boundaries coach. It's my specialty. Okay? Like, ask me for assistance. Reach out, right? Start here. Reach out to me on at Boundaries and More Podcast on Instagram. Like, let me know. You need some assistance? We can go through that. Let's see if it's the right fit. If I am truly the one that can assist you in that situation, or if I need to refer you elsewhere for whatever reason. But I'm truly dedicated to ensuring that I help as many people as I'm assigned to help. Period. That's my mission. That's my goal. That's why I'm here, pouring in to each and every one of you who listens to this podcast. I appreciate you. I really, really do. I really want you. Again, I can say it over the whole episode. I can just go through. Stop suffering in silence. Stop suffering in silence. Stop suffering in silence. Because again, like I opened up, that's all some people just need to hear. They know. You might be somebody that's listening to this and you know that this message is for you. You got that. You know what you've been doing. You've been thinking about it lately, like, man, I should really ask for some help. I should really, like, I'm going to stay stuck if I'm here. Like, come on. You're better than that. You got this. I believe that you truly, 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 if you focus and dedicate yourself, really evaluate those around you, those communities you're in, all of these things. There are people out here closer than you think that's willing to help you more than you think. Again, we're not talking about the ones who aren't about that life or just want to hold things over your head. You got to stop going to those folks too. That's probably, you know what? There's probably a reason why some of us choose to suffer in silence instead of asking for assistance. You've been hurt. You've been burned because you reached out to somebody. You were so vulnerable and they just, nope, turned it against you, use it against you, use it over your head, like dangle, like, hey, For most people, that's probably the reason that people just choose, you know what? I'm gonna just keep this to myself. I just figure it out myself because people this, people that, like you've been burned, you've been hurt, like and then something before in the past didn't work out the way you wanted it to work out. And now we're here. But answer this. Is that helping you or is that hurting you? Is the people who may have given you a sour taste before because of something they did or didn't do when you attempted before to reach out? Do you believe that they're concerned about you right now? No one's going to care about you Like you care about you truly. When you really, really grab hold of that, caring for yourself, like no one wants you to succeed more than you deep inside. For some of us, it's deeper than others, right? But you are responsible for you ultimately. There's people like me and others who can cheer you on, who can allow you to borrow our belief for you. But truly, you must want it for you, because nothing we say will matter if you don't decide to do something about the things that we say. So it's cool to get motivation, inspiration, and all that. But you truly hold that key. Stop suffering in silence. I'm telling y'all, I've been there. I know it's not a good feeling. You feel like, you know what, just forget this. I don't even want to go through with this anymore. Like, so coming close to the edge to just giving up on the project, or giving up on a relationship, or giving up on ourselves in a relationship. Meaning, like, we know, again, it might have been a toxic relationship. We don't want to let it go for whatever reason. We just suffering inside. Like, instead of letting that person go, letting those friendships go, right? Not real friends. You know how I feel about that. But friendships, even family, right? There's family that'll try to tear you down, unfortunately, right? I'm a big believer in creating your own family. If you're part of my family, it's because I've created and curated a family for you to be a part of. And not everybody is allowed at the table. I promise you that. And I feel no remorse, no guilt, no shame, no none of that about that. Because my peace, my happiness, my joy is way more important than what others may think, what others may say. And I refuse to suffer or put myself in situations that is not serving me. So if that's business, friendships, relationships, whatever, if it's not serving me, I refuse to continue being in those environments. That's it. That's it. That's it. Stop suffering in silence, right? This episode, or any of the episodes, if you're a repeat listener, has blessed you, please leave a review. If you're here on Instagram, leave a comment for me. Review on Apple Podcasts, 5-star review. Let me know that these episodes have been blessing you. If there's something else that you would like for me to expand on or talk about or whatever that makes sense here, then let me know and I'll talk about it. Hit me up on Instagram at Boundaries and More Podcasts. I really do appreciate each and every one of you who have taken time out of your day to listen to this. And I'll continue to put out more of these episodes just for you. I truly appreciate you. You all, please be blessed. Please be blessed. Stop suffering in silence, right? Don't let that pride stop you. Don't let something somebody else did prevent you from being free. You can free yourself right now. Just make a different decision. Stop suffering in silence. You all, please go out and have an absolutely amazingly beautiful day. And be here next week for more Boundaries and More with Jas Abraham. Talk to y'all soon.